Hey guys, it is me, Chasey Poo, and today I'm going to talk about how to deal with haters online. Because listen, toots, it's something I've had to deal with literally for the last 7 years. 8 years online. And I have learned things, I have tricks, and I have tips for you. So that's what we're talking about today. Also, if you're wondering why am I wearing such an awesome shirt that I never wear before, this is Pretty Fly for a Trans Guy t-shirt that I have on my online shop, which is ftmtranstastic.threadless.com. They're really not expensive. I want to make sure that anybody who wants a shirt can get a shirt. So if you want to take a look at this shirt and a whole bunch of other designs that we have, please go take a look at that. Link in the description below. So what constitutes online hate? Okay, so here's the deal. There are so many aspects of my life that people like to nitpick at. Alright, so I'm gonna use the biggest one and how all of this online hate started for me. Okay, when I was on hormones, I decided to stop tea after a year. I felt like the changes were too fast for me, and I don't like change, and I have a lot of anxiety, and I disassociate a lot. So seeing that change in the mirror and seeing my progress from the year to year, like some people love that shot. I love it now, but it was terrifying to me. So I decided to go off of tea. Well, I didn't know that it would be an explosion of hate online. There were these like radical feminist lesbians who are like super like TERFs, you know, like trans exclusionary TERF radical feminists, who literally wrote on the comments, "Our lesbian is coming back to us. Our lesbian is coming back to us." Please, I never said anything about detransitioning. And that's what is a big issue about hate online, is that somebody will say something, and then people who are so critical of everything, because this is the internet, they like take what you said and they switch it in the way that they want so that you look bad and that they look good so they have something to say. And I feel like we do that a lot for anything that we see online. Like Caitlyn Jenner says something, everyone squints eyes right away because of stuff that she said in the past. Of course, the squinty eye is good, and because she said something problematic. So that's an example of something that's like, we're used to doing that. But then some people take it extra far and they take what she said and they twist it around and say all these other things that she has never said. I don't know why I use Caitlyn Jenner as an example. She's not a very good role model for the trans community. Just forget what I said about that. My point is that people take what you say and they switch it around. So me saying I'm going off of tea apparently meant I was detransitioning, and apparently meant that I was going to be a girl again and identifying as a lesbian and dating lesbians again, which was very interesting for my identity, honestly, because I felt like now I had an identity crisis, because when I went off of tea, I did not have an identity crisis. I was like, I'm going off tea, but I'm allowed, and I'm still trans, and that's it. But then all these people putting all these ideas in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, am I not allowed to be trans because I'm not on tea anymore? So all of these things hurt me so much for years, and I kept getting it, and I got it on Tumblr, and it hurts so much because a lot of trans people get hate from other trans people in the community. And that to me is just like, really? Really? Why would we do this? We get so much hate from the outside world. Why does our little community here have to hate each other inside? But I did, and I wasn't allowed to go on my Chase Ross tag on Tumblr anymore. Literally, Zuzia was like, if you go on that tag, I'm gonna kill you. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go on my tag. I had to take a non off and all of these things because I just got so much hate. And it was people who were targeting me and saying things that I have said and it being problematic about how, like, yes, I think that people who are non-binary can also be under the trans umbrella. And then it was all these people being like, absolutely not. And it was just hard because these people don't know me in real life. And I feel like if you see somebody in real life, it's different. So after a while, I was able to go on the tag. And what I didn't like, though, is like, if you're gonna like critique someone's like view on things, critique their view, don't critique their appearance and like the way that they are. And that was a thing that really hurt me a lot, because I did get a lot of hate because of my spelling and because of my grammar. So like Zuzia had to write a lot of my posts because like I'm really bad at, I'm super dyslexic, and just like of my appearance and stuff like that, and that wasn't nice. So how do you deal with all of this? I have switched it over to the side where before it used to matter so much that I would cry in bed for hours and it was way too much. And I get messages now from YouTubers who are starting out and don't have that many followers, but they found their video and they get hate. And then I have a friend, Reed, who posted a video and he got a bunch of cis people on there like hating on him, and he was like, I don't know how to deal, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with all of this hate all the time? And honestly, I know this is gonna be easier said than done, but I ignore it. I have to ignore it. If I don't ignore it, I'm just gonna sit in my bed all day and cry because it reminds me of how cruel the world is. But what I like to do is, instead of focusing on these super negative comments from like really, really transphobic cis people, I turn away and I go back to the community and I look at positive things that have happened in my life. And I think about the things that I have achieved, and I'm like, it is so sad that you took 13 minutes to watch my video and you commented this huge paragraph that I will literally never read. And if I do read it, I'm gonna make fun of you. And I don't care about that because I'm in the privacy of my own home. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So ignoring it has been like the easiest way for me to do. And then you know me, okay? I think people like my channel because I talk about serious topics, but I like laugh about it. So here, you want a biggest example of my entire life? Literally, when somebody watches your video and they hate it, and they hate you, and they hate your views, and they hate that you're trans, and they go on their keyboard and they're all mad, you know what I say? Thanks for the view. You literally gave me a view. Yeah, maybe I didn't make any money off of you. I don't care because YouTube is being so weird with their AdSense, not giving anyone ads. I don't even care about that. You sat down and you watched me. Any press is good press, hunty. Who cares? Like, literally, you just gave me attention. And then if you're gonna show all of your other cis friends, look at this fucking faggot, or something like that, and watch my video, you just gave me 10 other views. Thanks a lot. And that has happened a lot. So there are these new channels that I've never seen before who take a video and they analyze and the whole thing. So they watch it and then they pause it and like, wait a minute. And these people are usually anonymous. And there's 2 that I've seen about me and I'm like, oh my god, look at me. I'm like popular enough now that I can get a video about me that's like this. That's so great. I'm kidding. I don't think that I'm like popular enough. That's not a thing. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny that I've come to that level of hate. So much hate that people now like to dissect my videos. Like, you know, my non-binary video is like 13 minutes, right? And that video of them dissecting it is like 30 minutes because they have to dissect. Who has time for this? One of them, though, I believe is a trans guy, and that kind of hurts. Like, come on, man. If you don't like my views, like, don't like my views, like my views on things, but don't watch my videos. But I just think it's funny that we've come to a time in our society, in our culture, in our community where like hating things is so common that everyone does it, and we hate on each other. And when you go to some of these FTM groups on Facebook and you talk to some trans people and you see some of these posts of like feminine trans guys putting on nail polish and dresses and still identifying as trans or non-binary, and then you have all these other people getting so angry, like, you're not trans, get out of this group. It hurts me so much to see that. And it hurts me so much to see that because I don't know if the person who originally posted this picture can handle that. I, on the other hand, could definitely handle it because I have dealt with years and years of people saying that I'm not valid enough, that because I talk with my hands so much, and because I like Rent, and because I like cats, literally because I like cats, and I have a cat wall, that I am not a man. I'll never be a man. I'll never have a penis. I'll never be with women. No one will ever have sex with me. Well, like, you know what? You know what? None of that is true. And do you know why? Because they're not your life. They're not you. They don't know how you live your life, okay? And I have dealt with so much of this hate for years, and I know I can take it. And I think that the only time where it's truly hit me, and it's hurt me so much, I don't want to get emotional, is when YouTube started to restrict my videos. And are still doing that, by the way, just a little update, they haven't changed that. That hurt me so much because I have given my fucking life to YouTube. It is my full-time job. It is what I love to do. I've had one of the worst weeks, okay, and I look forward to standing in front of this circle light and in front of my camera and talking to you, because this is what I love to do. And for the fact that this website that I've dedicated my life to is now restricting my content and no one is talking to me, I have tried everything, it hurts. And that's like I have never felt so targeted in my entire life. And to me, that hurts. And that's me crying in my bed. So that's me trying to deal with, it's okay. But just because it keeps happening and no one's doing anything about it, it's really started to affect me. The only thing that helps is to go back to the community and look at the other videos that I've done and look at the comments that people have left that are good and share my videos with other people and do binder giveaways and just focus on the positive things, which is really hard to do when you're getting a lot of hate. So I think that overall, what you need to do is, if it's a video that you're talking about that you got hate, ignore their comments. Because if you talk to them, they're gonna talk to you, and then you're gonna start this whole thing. The only upside about that is that every time they click to like reply to your comment, they're giving you another view. So there's like a 200 like thread thing on my Ariel reaction video. Like that's 200 extra views that I got because people are mad. Like what? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of those people that's like, everything happens for a reason, see the positive in something negative. I can't do that. I'm a very negative person sometimes. I know it's hard to believe, for real. But it's just funny that something good comes out of that bad. And don't engage with people, especially if we're talking about videos, especially if we're talking about cis people. There is a point where you can educate someone, and if you feel like you can truly educate this person who is hating on you, then absolutely try if you want to. Don't put it on yourself that you have to though, absolutely not. If we're talking about Facebook posts about family members that are hating you, that's a completely different thing. That's another video, honestly, that I will be made later on. But if you're talking about FTM groups on Facebook and other FTMs hating on you, like, really though? Like, literally, I sit there and I'm like, you have time. Who has time? Literally, no one has time to do anything. Everyone's always so busy. We're always rushing. We're always doing that. We're always working. We have like 3 jobs so that we can afford an apartment. Like, who has time to sit there and hate on someone else and judge their identity? So I want you to know, okay, and this is just a little pep talk for you. If you have ever had online hate, okay, and if you are currently experiencing it, especially if it's from the trans community and it's hurting you a lot, you are valid, okay? 100% you are valid. You are allowed to identify how you want. You are allowed to be who you want. Don't look at these comments as reality, because it's not. It's people who are so close-minded that they can't understand that there is a world outside of this little life that they live in. And when you open up your mind, it is a beautiful thing. So don't narrow yourself down to what they're thinking and focus on what they're saying. Instead, go be you. Be you, because who you are is fantastic and it's fabulous. So you, instead of focusing down, you gotta focus up. And when you go up, you see way more than when you look down. So looking up, oh my God, it's so metaphor right now. When you look up, you're able to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture of life is that you control your life and you do you. Don't let these people who are hating on you control your life, because the second you let them get under your skin and 1 comment is bothering you, 2 comments, 3 comments, you're letting them win. And never let the haters win. And you know why? Because they don't deserve it. Because they, you know, some of these people, I swear to God, some of the comments that I get, just like, I've come to a point, like, I'm not even joking now, when I get a hate comment, I screenshot it and I post it online. And like, yeah, maybe that's me giving them like a platform because now their username is online, but it just makes me laugh that they are just, some of these comments, like, literally, you have a cat wall behind you, you can't be a man. Stop coloring your hair. Stop with this jewelry on your face. Stop talking with your hands. Like, what kind of, what world do these people live in? Because, Hunty, it's 2017. Open your mind. Everything is changing. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about online hate. If you want me to elaborate more on online hate or how to deal with online hate, I would love to talk about it more. I have so much more to say, but this is a long video already. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you later. Okay, bye.